I'm gonna be honest, guys. This is this is a very fucked up time in America right now. And normally I wouldn't even speak on situations like this, because I felt that it's not my place to get into things like this. I never wanted to hear the backlash of anything like this, but now I'm starting to see that I have to. I'm required to. And there's two reasons I'm required to. One, as a YouTuber, as a public influencer, as someone with a platform that I have, I feel that everyone on this platform, no matter what race you are, should be speaking upon what's going on in the real world. Let's step away from the things that we used to do on YouTube, the pranks, the challenges, the vlogs, all of that. I understand that's what we do. We to make people laugh and stuff like this. But we also have to give people reality. And this is what's going on. Two, I also feel it's my place because I am a black man. I'm a black man. You understand? Regardless of what races I'm mixed with and all this and that, I'm still a black man. So I'm required to speak on this situation. And for those who don't know what's going on because you probably don't have a TV or whatever, and I'm sure you do, but you have some people who just want to go blind to the fact, the situation I'm talking about is police brutality. And this isn't something new. This has been going on for years. This has been going on for years and years. I mean, generations before me. I'm talking 6, 7, 8 generations before me. The situation with George Floyd, rest in peace to him, condolences to his family. A cop used excessive force on this man who was detained, and it ended in the man's death. Now, this isn't the first time that cops have abused their power. And I don't want anyone thinking, oh, well, he's just for black people. He only going to speak on it because he's black, da da da. That's where you're wrong. I'm not for the supremacy of black people. I'm not for the supremacy of white people. I'm not for the supremacy of Hispanic people. I'm for the supremacy of all races. I stand for me. I stand for the equality and justice for all races. But right now, it only seems, and we're going to speak facts, it only seems that justice is only being served to those who are not minorities. And those who are not minorities, of course, are those who are not white. And I'm not racist. I have a lot of white friends. I love white people to death, if I can be completely honest with you. I have no problem with any race on this earth. I get along with every race perfectly fine. But we're going to speak facts in this video. And if you're not going to want to hear facts, then you might as well turn this off right now. For over 400 years, black people had to endure slavery. In 1864, when slavery was no more, 200 and some years on down the line, we're still slaves. We may not be chained up and shackled like we were, but we're slaves mentally. We're slaves not only to ourselves, but we're still slaves to the system. Because the system seems something that we just can't beat. We try so hard to, as black people, we try so hard to forgive white people for enslaving our people. And a lot of people are going to sit here and say, oh, well, you weren't even born in that time. It shouldn't matter. It does matter because I'm affected by the history because it's still happening today. I'm affected by it. My kids are going to be affected by it. Their kids are going to be affected by it because things have not changed. Yes, we ain't bound and shackled no more, but we're still being oppressed. We're still dealing with police brutality. We're still dealing with judging. You judge us before you know us. You look at us and automatically think, oh, he's a thug. The music that he listens to, he must be a gangbanger. You look at me already with judgmental eyes before you know who I am. What happened to judging someone based off their character, not what they look like? I guess that don't happen anymore, huh? As a minority, I myself have dealt with police brutality. I myself have dealt with racism. I've been dealing with racism for the past 21 years that I've been alive. I've been racially profiled. I've been used excessive force with against cops. It's so sad that as a black man, I don't even feel comfortable with calling the police. I don't, because I've done it before. And then somehow the situation flipped on me, and I went to jail. And I don't ever talk about it, because I don't like to relive the moment in my life where I felt like, man, your job as a cop is to serve and protect the people. The people. Not just white people, not just black people, not just Hispanic people, but the people. The people, which is supposed to be everybody. Equality, right? But then, who do we call on? Who do we turn to when the people that are supposed to be here to serve and protect are the ones that we need protection from? Don't get me wrong, not all cops are bad. Not all cops. Not all cops. I've ran into some pretty nice cops. I ran into some cops that got me out of situations. I've ran into cops that I have conversations with. But let's not forget, and I learned this from a cop himself, the power's not in the gun that they have. The power's not in the handcuffs they have. It's what they put on that paper. That pen has a lot of power. I can walk up to a cop and have a nice conversation. All he has to do is write on that paper, that police report, oh, this man used excessive force with me, he had a gun, da-da-da-da. Whether I had it or not, that's in the police report. It's fucked up. Because you need evidence for something to say like that. But it's fucked up. Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, Ahmaud Arbery, Oscar Grant, Sean Bell, George Floyd, Emmett Till. These were all men that was murdered. And they all had one thing in common. They were all black. All of them were black. They also had another thing in common. They were all murdered injusticeably. And to this day, there's no justice for them. No justice. The scales of justice for minorities is so unbalanced. So unbalanced. I'm going to take you back to a situation. And no one probably was alive that's watching this video right now during this time, including me. But like I said, I did do my history. In 1989, 5 young men were sentenced to years in prison for a crime that they didn't commit. The Central Park 5 guys, actually, if you guys know what it is in New York, they were sentenced anywhere from, I think it was 6 to 14 years. Corey Wise, one of the guys, did 14 years. And your president, your president, not my president. I don't with him. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care how you feel about it, but I don't. Your president, Donald Trump, took out a full-page ad in the newspaper saying how much he hates these kids, how he feel these kids should die, how we should bring the execution back in prisons.
Of course I hate these people. And let's all hate these people, because maybe hate is what we need if we're going to get something done.
Found a female. She was still alive, and in fact still is.
I am strongly in favor of the death penalty. I'm saying if they're found guilty, if the woman died, which she hopefully will not be dying, but if the woman died, I think they should be executed.
Here's the thing. These kids were up to only 13 to 16 years old. How can you have that much of hate for a child? How? You have a racist man in office. And a lot of people are going to say, oh, he's not racist. He done so much for the black community. He did so much for the Hispanic community. I can pull you more evidence. I can pull up so much evidence out of my ass right now. It proves my fact that this man is racist. Just because you do something for someone doesn't mean you like them. It's the votes that you need. And he knows that black votes counts for a lot of majority of votes in the voting booth. So as someone who's trying to get in office, oh, I got to become president. How do I do it? Oh, man, I know I may not like black people, but on television, I gotta act like I like black people. I got to do what I got to do. How the can you make a comment about a Mexican person saying, oh, Mexicans, they're dirty and this and that, and then turn around and say, oh, I love Mexicans? What? Why is it that every time there is something wrong in this world, your president, first answer is violence?
Maybe hate is what we need if we're going to get something done.
We got to kill him. We got to shoot him. Oh, I hate him. You should hate him too. Why? You're supposed to be the face of America and you're spilling out hate. That's not your job. You're supposed to be leading us into the future. But you're leading us into damnation and fighting. War. And this is a war right now. You're not going to see the end of it. You're not going to see the end of this war. This isn't the first riot that happened over police brutality. That was the riots in LA, the riots in New York, the riots in Chicago, Now the riot in Minneapolis. And there's so many more white and biracial people in this riot than there is blacks. And that's a fact. So that should speak something to you. That now people of non-color is starting to see the injustice and inequality that has been going on. It hates, it sucks, and I hate that it took these people so long to see it, but I'm just happy that we're here now. I'm just happy that we're here now. I just think it's crazy because he made a comment saying that when the looting starts, the shooting starts. First off, Trump, man. Don't use terms if you don't know what they mean. Those are racial terms that was used back then. Against my people. My people. And when I say my people, I ain't just talking about blacks. I'm talking about minorities. All people is my people if we want to be completely honest. Whites is my people. Blacks is my people. Hispanics, Asians. Everyone's my people because at the end of the day, we're all connected. You're a different color than me. Yeah, but we're connected. I never understood and I still will never understand, and I really will love an answer for this. How can you sit here and be racist? What really clicks in your mind to sit here and say that one race is better than another race because of color? Please answer that for me. Because I don't see it. Your race can't be more superior than my race. My race can't be no more superior than your race. Unless you some super metahuman with powers, then how? How? Because you gain more opportunities than me by the color of your skin? That's racist. If someone can get a job before I can because that person is white and I'm black, that's racist. Now, I'll understand if he get that job before I do because he's more qualified. Then I'll understand that all percent. But don't think that this person is more qualified than me because of the color of his skin. Because he can be white with a rich father, but don't know shit. And I can be black with no father, but smart as hell. But you wouldn't know that because you judge. You judge. And that's our problem. Our problem in America today, all over around the world, not just in America, is that we're so full of hatred. We're so fueled by hate and anger that we're leaving out everything else. We're leaving out everything else. The world needs more love and less guns. We need more hugs and less fighting. Real shit. Now don't get me wrong. As peaceful as I want to be right now, I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off to the T. Because I was having a conversation with my guys thinking to myself, man, I don't even want to have a kid in a world like this because I'm worried about the next generation. Especially with how things are going on right now, I'm worried. I'm worried about my next kid. Well, I ain't gonna say next kid, I don't have a kid, but I'm worried about the next generation. I'm worried about the generation after them because they got to continue to go through this and they don't deserve that. Minorities all over the world have fought for so many years for things to be equal, and it's just not. And we're tired of being silent. After the 400 years of slavery, we tried to be silent. But 200 years down the line, segregation came along. Oppression came along. Killing my people thinking that it was right came along. So now we're tired of being silent. We're tired. We're going to make some noise. And unfortunately, with making noise, we're going to fuck up some shit. And I'm not saying I'm with it. I'm not saying I stand for the looting because honestly, I don't. I don't stand for destroying my own neighborhood to send a message. But I do believe in killing the messenger. Why? Because that sends a message. That's what I believe in. And I'm not a violent person. But I fight for mines. I fight for mines. And I'm not saying people that I know. Meaning I fight for the people. I fight for the people. That means white people, black people, Hispanic people. I fight for the people. That's what I believe America should even stand for in the first place. It's so crazy that I have to look back around the world and see what's going on. It's like, damn, I'm not even proud to call myself an American right now. I'm not. And take that how you will, but it's true. Because America is full of injustice. The scales of justice are so uneven, it's ridiculous. And it's full of violence. We got the world's most racist, violent, and ignorant motherfucker in office right now. To sit here and say when the looting starts, the shooting starts, I can't get that out of my head. Dude, you're supposed to be trying to diffuse the situation, but you're not really diffusing the situation. Do something other than what you're doing. You're sitting back at your desk, not doing anything to me. If you want to do something, come out here and rally with us. Rally with the people. You're supposed to be for the people. Stand with the people. Stand for what's right. Not what you think is best for business or best for the office. Because you're a businessman. You were a businessman before you were a politician. And in my mind, I still don't think you're a politician. You're just a businessman trying to make a quick buck. That's what you are, in personal opinion. And if you're a Trump supporter, I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry at the same time. To sit here and say, hey, let's make America white again. And this is not me throwing any racism to anyone, but we're going to speak facts for just a second. When the was America ever white? The 400 years that y'all kept us down? The 400 years of beating us? The 200 and some years of segregation and oppression? The years that you called the Hispanic people rapists. Let's speak facts for a second. Just for a second. White people came to this land and took it from the Native Americans. So if you want to be completely technical, this ain't none of our fucking land. We don't own it. Nobody owns it. Not the whites, not the blacks, not the Hispanics, but the Native Americans were here first. And white people came and took the land from them. Forced them into slavery, killed them, raped the women, killed the kids, killed the men. That's a fact. And if your little history book don't tell you that, you might want to look a little bit deeper into the history, because that's a fact. I'm not here to stir up violence. I'm not here to stir up commotion or confusion. But I felt I needed to speak on just some things. Because with what's going on right now, I fear for the future. I fear for the next generation. And it's really sad to say that I fear for my people right now. I fear for the blacks. Because they're going to keep killing us, keep getting away with it until we're all gone. I fear for my minorities. Because they're going to keep pushing us out until we're all gone. They're trying to gentrify the earth. Gentrification is what they're trying to do. Which is when you take the property of something that's less and try to build it up and push the blacks out. That's gentrification. Push the minorities out. That's gentrification. The shit that happened to George Floyd opened the eyes of a lot of people in America. A lot of people. And violence isn't the answer. But we try being nice. I don't like cops as much as the next person. But that don't mean I think all cops are bad. But let's be honest, 75% of you motherfuckers are. So therefore, the rest of you, unfortunately, you just thrown in there with them. And the only reason I can say that is because not all blacks are gangbangers and thugs. But let's be honest, some of them are. So you guys throw all blacks in one category. Not all Arabs are terrorists. But some of them are. So you guys throw them all together. It's fucked up. Like I said, I made this video just to speak on certain things. And honestly, I don't like talking about stuff like this because it really makes me mad. Not just for black people, not just for minorities, but it makes me mad because I love everybody, man. I love every race. So to see my people killing each other over race, over the belief that one race should be higher, it really makes me sit back and look at how pathetic the world has gotten. Honestly, I'm going to set out a challenge for every YouTuber in the world right now. Speak on this fact, man. Speak on the situation. Speak on what's going on outside your homes. And I know a lot of people don't care because, oh, well, it didn't happen to anyone I knew. He didn't kill anyone I know. Well, it didn't happen in my state. It doesn't matter. A death is a death. Injustice is still injustice. If it happened to you, wouldn't you want someone to fight for you? So why are you so silent? I'm tired of being silent. We're done with being silent. If you like this video, man, hit the thumbs up button. I encourage you to hit the subscribe button, to follow me on Instagram. Yeah, man, we about this video.